Hi, my name's Tim Carter. I pastor Landmark Missionary Baptist Church in Jacksonville, Arkansas, and this is our one of our platforms, a YouTube channel, and then a website, and then blog articles, then books, ebooks in hard copy available if you'd like to order one, but we make them available in PDF, free downloads. Why wouldn't we? It's a joy to give out all these good answers to help people who are really like commoners. We just want to know what the truth is in the Bible. And the day's topic in this apologetic and outreach website, one of our many ways of carrying out the Great Commission, we're talking about why Cain killed Abel and why all crime is religious. For example, murder, that's a religious expression because it is not religious for a person to respect life and to value its sanctity. The reason why I say that is because we're often told that religion's good and atheists are bad, or atheists say religion's bad and religions say atheists are bad, but neither one of them in their conversation have any awareness of the people that actually put these things away. That is, who was responsible and instrumental in the establishment of this nation, who disestablished religion, who was it that was concerned about the religion that had commandeered the government and had begun to tax free citizens to pay the salaries of religious employees called clergy. Well, those were the Congregationalists and the Federalists, and our political scientists, the framers of our Constitution, collaborated with people who were not religious, did not advocate state-sponsored religion, and still don't advocate it. And that's why no such thing as Church of the United States exists, such as Church of Rome, Church of England, the State Church of Geneva, wherever that and those things might be. So atheism, whatever that is, it's really a little like a Johnny-come-lately to the United States. All the work's done, so I don't really know what they want to do or accomplish. The separation of church and state, the wall of separation, that's actually a statement in correspondence between the political scientists who framed our nation and the Baptists who bled for the purpose of freedom of conscience, thought, and speech. So if someone does something contrary to that which is the highest regard for someone's freedom of conscience, thought, and speech, that would be the infringement upon inalienable rights, and that would be a religious act. So Cain kills Abel, and we notice in the narrative that the question by God, he said, what have you done? And Cain, in verse 9 in this narrative in Genesis, the Lord said to Cain, where is Abel, your brother? Good question. And he said, I do not know. Am I my brother's keeper? Well, in this narrative, earlier there was a text describing Abel as a keeper of sheep. And now Cain is saying, am I my brother's keeper? Well, this is a different word. And it really actually refers to an adherent. He said, am I an adherent to my brother? And in the narrative, you'll notice when you read it that Abel was never attending to Cain's worship style of agriculture, of produce, and not even much produce. It didn't say he brought forth the first fruits. It didn't say he bothered to make a special selection. It speaks of Abel as not only a blood sacrifice and offering, but from the choice ones among the fat ones. So Abel bothered to go out of his way to provide everything that he wanted to do, and he was willing to do it and happy to do it. But it appears that only Cain was the one that was noticing Abel's worship and his sacrifice. And then it was so noteworthy in the narrative that even God was curious and asked Cain, well, why is your countenance fallen? Cain, could you not just do what's right and you also can be happy? And Cain decided the best way to resolve the matter of his religious expression, his presumptive, hard-hearted, dark-minded, void of any grace or spirit of God about him, he just said, well, I know what I'll do. To prevent me from being rejected by God, I'll destroy Abel. No Abel, no rejection. If we can just do away with that which is right and just, then we which are religious and unjust can have our way. So the rationale for understanding martyrdom, persecution, all starts with what was it about Cain that found him enraged and angered about what his brother had done. So that will be interesting for you to think about. But the word, when he said to God, "Am I my brother's keeper?" he wasn't speaking in the same term of just simply making sure the whereabouts of a sheep. It had to do with Cain was angered that the idea that he would have upon him an obligation because of a precedent that was set, an unprecedented demonstration of volitional, loving, free willingness to worship God as Abel was willing to do. And that so incited and infuriated Cain that he said, I won't be an adherent to my brother, and instead of doing what's right and just, as though he cared to be accepted by God in the first place. See, that's the hypocrisy of it also. If he cared to be accepted by God, having perceived himself as being rejected, which we found him perceiving that. We found him interpreting all of these things for himself, and then adjudicating the matter according to his emotions, his anger, his instincts, his drive. And sin had its way, and Abel died, and Jesus himself would later mention that from the blood of Abel, starting there, this crime spree called persecution against people who, I would study the Bible today, whether religious people care not to or not, and they don't care to study. They don't care to read. They don't care to meditate. They don't care to pray. I'm an artist, and when I'm drawing or making sketches or painting, it never occurred to me that, wow, I wonder why other people don't do it. No, I enjoy it. I'm captivated by it. So when you hear someone say, I don't read Greek or Hebrew, great, but why are you bothering those of us who do? You say, well, I don't translate. Great. I don't know what that means. But it is interesting that it fits very well, these things of, I don't bother to serve, I don't bother to witness, I don't bother to sacrifice, I don't make disciples, I don't even care to do anything, but I will stay after those who are doing those things. So after a while you get used to it, you'll understand the religious mind. It's forever dichotomized, it's always incited, and it's filled with hate. And with that, I don't want to be negative, but enjoy the freedom that the blood of those like Abel until today have allowed us to have, and rejoice in that. Have a blessed day.